Many focus on negativity in conversations. How do you not engage but still hold compassion and presence? Um, Beautiful question. Thank you for asking. I think if we get too involved with negativity, it can consume us. Um, but it's important that we not identify, that we not resonate with negativity, that we not entertain it. We can be present with it. We can be present with negativity and still not entertain it. You know, we can be available. We can hold space for negativity, but still not entertain it. You know, that is the sign of one who is compassionate, is that they can hold space for these things, and still not to let those things affect them in a deep and profound way. You know, so when you're around negative people, quote unquote, or low vibrational people, quote unquote, you can still hold space for them. You can still share space with them without feeling threatened, without feeling insecure about who you are or what you are. You know, not allowing their thoughts and views to affect your thoughts and views of yourself, of how you feel. And sometimes when we are around negative people or in toxic situations, we begin to resonate and identify so greatly with that person's vibe, that person's vibration, that we begin to reflect that. So it's always we have to always be mindful that and watch ourselves when we exchange with people who are not vibrating higher, when we exchange with people who are negative. We have to hold space, but also watch how we are reacting. Because if we watch how we are reacting, we can then begin to respond to that reaction as we are holding space. You know, so while a lot of negative comments come up and show up on my screen, I see them and I see all of them. So while I'm talking, while I'm speaking, sometimes I get distracted, but I'm still holding space. I'm still speaking, I'm listening, but also watching myself at the same time to see how I'm responding. And I can begin to respond more with compassion and less with confliction when I begin to watch myself and see how the ego is rising up because of a negative comment. See how the ego is rising up because of self-hate in the form of, you know, projecting that hate upon me. So I'm always mindful, and we have to always be mindful of watching ourselves when we are faced with conflict. When we are faced with the opposite, maybe the opposite, if you can say, of what we are, of what we're trying to be. So yeah, just being mindful as you hold space, and watch yourself. Still hold space and be present, but also watch yourself. And if you watch yourself, you can begin to act out of compassion, because you see the ego just rising up, and we settle the ego. We settle that desire to retaliate, that desire to resonate with the negativity, that desire to allow ourselves to be consumed by the negativity, by watching ourselves and settling the ego and offering ourselves compassion and in those situations. So yeah, just I would say hold space with compassion and, you know, be present. But also watch yourself and watch how you are responding to those situations, and try not to allow yourself to become too consumed by the negativity and resonate very deeply with the negativity. So it's okay to engage, it's okay to hold space, but try not to dwell in those places for too long, because they can be very draining if you allow them to be. So yeah, thank you for asking that question. Hopefully that has brought a little bit more insight and clarity into how to deal with spaces in which you are not aware of all of the energy that is there, especially online, you know, because sometimes it's just accounts that have been created to bash and, you know, ridicule and, you know, down people, because those people are down, or those creators of those accounts are down. So yeah, just watch and witness and hold space with compassion.